Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
And aloha! Welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I'm your host on the only program that is by a fan, for the fan, and absolutely about you, the fan.
So are you Guy or Dee?
Ed Danowski.
You're not in Hawaii?
I wish.
To Mr. Gary Younger.
Hi, Dee.
Hey, sir, how are you?
And Brock, how are you doing?
Doing great, sir. Doing great. Honored to have you on the show.
You know, I had the privilege while I was in the forces, in the Canadian Armed Forces, to take the Stanley Cup to Afghanistan. Only hockey fans would deploy to Afghanistan where it's 105 to 135 degrees every day, and they'd take their hockey sweaters and play ball hockey. This is a year for the Leafs. The Leafs are going to win it all this year. One of the players down the line said, "You got to be kidding. The Taliban got a better chance of winning the cup than the Leafs."
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues!
And there it is. Dun, 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 dun. There's our music. Hello. Welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report. Or let me say that. Welcome to the St. Louis Fan Report. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Loud.
Oh, well, that's supposed to be loud. This is the
What about
STL
the
Fan
children?
Report.
What about the children, Guy? The children.
It's 9 o'clock at night. If their asses aren't in bed, they're in trouble.
Saturday
Put
night,
them in
buddy.
bed. Put them in bed. You should be in bed too, but that's neither here nor there.
Saturday night, party night.
Oh yeah. So hey, you know what? Tonight we're just gonna bullshit.
Yeah, I like it.
Or in Hawaii, as they say, talk story. That's what tonight is. I'm trying to share this into different groups. I'm not doing a good job at it for some reason. My computer decided to be a jackass on me. You know what? I just released an article, and you released an article today. We're going to talk about those articles,
Yeah,
and then we're going to talk.
We're similar but different topics.
Similar but
they
different
both have
topics.
A similar theme.
Yeah. They did have a similar theme. Well, you know what? Before we do that, let's talk a little bit. Did you read Mike's article?
Yes. Wow.
Very, very well done.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
very.
talking about Michael Vadakis. He's one of our writers.
Yes, one of our writers. He wrote about. I'm trying to share in the lounge, but it won't let me. So if you guys are out there, all one of you, if you guys can share this out, I appreciate it. It would be great. I got Chris Shockley on summer break. And military starts with no shit. There we were. You know what, Chris? You're absolutely right. I have a little joke. Do you know what the difference between a sailor story and a fairy tale is? Fairy tale starts once upon a time. Sailor story starts, this ain't no shit.
Yeah.
You know, about the same. So this ain't no shit. We're gonna be selling some fairy tales.
Yeah.
Mike wrote about Jack Eichel going to Montreal.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was surprised. I didn't think, it's not something that I thought was a great. I'm sorry. I don't see it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why anybody, I'm sorry. I don't know why anybody would want Jack Eichel. Prove to me and everybody else that you're that guy in Buffalo first, and then maybe we'll take that $10 million contract. I can't get past that. I'm sorry. Even if they ate $2.5 million of it, now they can only eat up that's the thing. They can only eat up to 50%. That's it. According to the cap, the CBA, the most they can eat is 50%. So even if, let's put it this way, if they ate the $5 million, maybe then that's what he is, a $5 million guy. Maybe. But I look at him, I look at Jack Eichel, and I'm going, if you're paying him more than $3.5 million at age 24, you're overpaying him.
Well, see, back and forth now. Go ahead.
You're right. And that's the great point of this. I can't do this.
But I'm going to tell you what's going on is all of the salaries are crazy and all the deals are just insane. They've got Taylor Hall, making $1 billion a year. It's insane. I think some of the stuff is kind of put out there, like we talked last night, by the agents or by the teams to kind of position. And it's all bullshit, man. It's just like, until it happens, it happens. How many people say we are in on Landeskog? Well, Landeskog is in on 28 teams,
Landeskog wants. I mean, just
10 million,
ridiculous.
8 to 10 million,
9 to 10, 8 to 10, and I'm not paying him that. I'm sorry. You know who's worth $10 million? I can name you the 3 players. Maybe you know what?
Ovechkin?
Let me put it back.
Ovechkin,
I can name
Crosby,
Ovechkin. Crosby's on that drop.
Okay,
I
right.
think Crosby's an 8.
McDavid?
No, McDavid. No, he's not. And here's why.
I thought he signed a mega deal last time.
I know he did. Did sign a mega deal, but where have they gone? I don't think they've made it. I don't think he's made it out of the second round or out of the first round once. I think that's it. One time. One time since he's been, have they made it out of the first round? And they just got swept. Got Drysdale. He's had Taylor Hall. The bodies have been there. Lance, Rob, the bodies have been there. They absolutely, most positively, the bodies that he needed have been there. No, cannot dispute that. But
I don't disagree with you on that.
That team has not lifted up. I have a trade, and I'm not going to say what it is. It's crazy as can be, but it's the only trade that I could see working is a trade with Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Right?
What do you got?
I haven't. I want to write about it, so I don't want to get too deep into it.
Okay.
But my trade is McDavid, a first, and a player. Right. So here's my trade.
It's a three-way.
I'll go ahead.
Deal?
I'll go ahead and say it.
Is it a three-way deal?
No, three-way deal.
Right.
Right. So McDavid, Archibald, and this year's first round pick to Tampa Bay in exchange for Andre Palat,
Palat,
Cicerelli, and Sergachev, and Maroon. Okay, hold on. That's it. Okay, so what you're doing here, first of all, McDavid, well, Tampa's the perfect team because they are right now $5 million over the cap.
Yeah, they got to do something. Correct.
They have to do something, and it's not. I'm telling you what, they're not going to be allowed to long-term IR guys. Hey, Chris, if you could share this out to groups, would you do that for me? Because I'm having issues sharing it out. Just share it out to a bunch of groups for me, man. And with me talking, I can't do it, but I'm having trouble sharing it out. Especially get it in the Blues Fan Clan if you could. I'd appreciate that. So you can't. They got to do something. But at the same time, they need to protect that. They cannot be the Miami Marlins, right? They can't just go for a fire sale. So if you take McDavid, Archibald, in that first round pick, that first of all, you're putting McDavid with some power people, right? You still got some really good
Point. You still got
Point. I thought about Point. Yeah. I thought about Point being the main one, and I'm like, no, you got to do it without Point, right? You can't give up Point. But if you take those 4 guys, you take Cicerelli, Sergachev, Palat, and Maroon, and put them in Edmonton Edmonton is a Stanley Cup favorite right then and there at the moment of this trade. But then again,
so by taking McDavid out of Edmonton,
because look what you put in. Look what you put in. Hold on. You shore up the defense. You put another solid center there. Then you put the attitude that team doesn't have.
Okay.
Right? And then Palat is a solid forward. So he gives you that second or even a third scoring line now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you look at this by addition by subtraction. It really is. You take the quote-unquote best player in the world away, and then you add some of the stuff that you didn't have. You're not losing. You're not losing. I'm sorry. Let me finish. I get where you're not losing as much as you think you are with what you're adding. And that's what I'm trying to get at. Then put McDavid with Trev, a great goalie. First of all, there's the thing that's always killed them. They don't have Smith. They never had the goalie to support a 6-5. You know, they've never had a goalie to support a run, a shootout, right? And that's the style of hockey they tried to play. Well, you know what? That style of hockey doesn't work. It really doesn't. Not now. At the moment, it doesn't work, right? Shootouts don't work. You need to have that corner defense, that power defense, that neutral zone. I don't want to call it trap, but neutral zone presence.
Yeah, you got to control the neutral zone. Exactly.
Yeah,
we talk about that all the time. Yeah,
the chessboard, right? Yeah. The chessboard. You need to have that chessboard presence. That is absolutely what you need to have. And I think that a trade like this does it. Now I want to hear. I want to hear what you say negatively or what you say against it.
I think Edmonton is an interesting story because they went and they signed Duncan Keith, which is a veteran, a Stanley Cup winner, really a solid player. I mean, I think a lot of people like to have him. So I think they're building, and I think their fan base would kill them if they got rid of Connor McDavid right now. I think that they know that they're close, and they know that he's that guy that will get them over the hump. I see where you're coming from in terms of shoring up the defense because it's become a much more defensive game. And I don't disagree with that point. I just question the popularity of getting rid of your marquee star.
Okay.
While you're building.
You're right. And you know what? Any GM who GMs through the fan base does not have his job very long.
No, I understand that. I get that.
And so I have to look at this. If I'm a GM, right, I cannot look at popularity contest.
No.
Let me finish. I have to look at what is going to be best for my team. No. What is going to, and again, I can sell this. I guarantee you I can sell this.
Okay.
And the way I sell this is what we got in return is better in the aggregate than what we gave up.
I'm having a hard, just let me collect my thought for a minute here because I'm still having a bit of an issue with, I don't think it really works like that. I mean, I think that.
No, it does work like that. Well, and you know how I know it works like that? Billy Beane did it.
How?
And Billy Beane did it so successfully that he took the team with the least payroll. Let me finish. The least payroll in the league and damn near won a World Series.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying. Connor McDavid puts people in the stadium, and he's got to go back to his ownership group and make sure that whatever happens with the team, they're still selling out, and they're still, that their brand is still solid.
Do you think the hockey crazed city of Edmonton not going to show up just because Connor McDavid's not there?
I think that they would have a big problem with the whole deal. Exactly. I think they would have a big problem with it.
Okay, here's the difference. Having a problem and showing up to the game are two different things. Show up to the game with all the signs you want, telling me how bad my trade was, as long as you show up to the game.
I don't know, man.
See what I'm getting at? This is the team. This is the team. There are about 5 teams in the league that could pull this off. Right? St. Louis couldn't pull this off. If St. Louis had Connor McDavid in this situation and traded him, you're right. They couldn't pull it off because look what happened in 05, 06. That stadium was half empty. It took 3 years, 3.5, 4 years to start filling it back up. St. Louis couldn't do it.
Yep.
Montreal could do it. Toronto could do it. Boston could do it.
Could Edmonton do it?
Edmonton could do it. Toronto could do it. Montreal could do it.
Yeah,
cities that have that power of hockey. I don't think Calgary could. Detroit's going through it now. And
when they were good,
they were good, they could have, but now they can't. Right? When they were good, they could have, but at the moment they couldn't. Hey Ryan, we're going to get to that here soon, and I appreciate you coming on, man. How you doing out there? Chris, we see you. Joshua, how you doing? For everybody that's starting to watch us, thank you so much. Tonight's a free flow show. We don't have an agenda. We don't even have. I mean, normally we go at an hour, but if Brock quits at an hour and I want to keep going, we'll keep going. We're not going to cut it down. We're going to play by.
Though. We do have an agenda. We're talking about a couple of really hot articles that.
Okay, the articles. The 3 articles, right?
Talk about my article. Got to talk about your article. We've been on fire, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Chris says that I don't think Toronto could before Matthews. The place was empty. Yeah, maybe then, but not now. Now I think it's a little different. I think. Well, I'll tell you what's killing Toronto. Killing Toronto is the first round exits. That's killing Toronto. So Toronto's got to, and you know what? That's killing. I'm sorry, McDavid, as an individual, he's that player. But on a team where he's the guy, dude. So let me. I love Wayne Gretzky. I love Wayne Gretzky to death. But there's one thing about Wayne Gretzky that I think people don't understand anymore. That everyone looks at Gretzky and they call him the great one. They think that Gretzky could lift up the entire hockey world on his pinky and hold it there forever. Gretzky knew that he couldn't be the great one without the support. He took Marty McSorley with him. He took guys with him. He knew the guys that could help him. He's the one that brought Grant Fuhrer to St. Louis. Right?
Okay.
He had a meeting. Him and Janet Jones had a meeting with ran into Mike Keenan in New York, and Keenan said, "Hey, who's a goalie that you think I like?" And Gretzky said, "Go get Grant." And that's what they did. I mean, he knew what the support was, and that's what's important. Support. Unfortunately, I don't think McDavid understands that, and I think the only way for McDavid to get it, to be on a team with players that are as great or greater than him, and right now I think Kucherov is a bit of a better player.
No, for sure. Hell yeah.
Right? Okay. A bit of a better player. And I also think that McDavid has a chance at 200 points. But to get that, he's not going to get that in Edmonton. In an 82-game season, they are going to get pounded and pounded and pounded, and it's going to get to the point where the only one on the score sheet is McDavid. Wow. And that's not going to help your team.
It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable.
No, it's not sustainable. And so that's why I say, if I was the GM, how you sell that trade. This is the time. Look, we understand how great of a player Connor is. Thank you, Connor. All your time here. We all agree that we all need a break from each other just to see what's going on. Because right now, the first round exits are killing everybody. Right? Hold on,
man.
Hold on a sec. Can you handle the show for a second? I gotta
tell you, because I'm gonna go on a rant, because I would hate for you to be controlling like the firing line and when there's an appeal. Oh wait, I don't know where I shot the guy. Sorry. So it's like, you really turn on players within like 2 years, and I just find that to be not And just a little distasteful, dude. I really do. And then that's just not just you, all the fans. It's like, come on, man. We got some players who just had some down years. They're not scrub players. They're people who have built us championship pedigree, and they built us a tremendous foundation. So I feel like when people turn on these players after 2 years, I think it's ridiculous. It's like, there's no loyalty in sports. I get it. But, Tarasenko, to write that guy off to me that's wrong. And then, Coach Berube, we're going to talk about him here in a minute. I kind of feel like I don't disagree with some of the things that you're saying, and we're going to talk about it, but, man, the guy's not the problem.
Who are you talking about here?
Well, now I'm talking about Berube.
Okay. The Berube article that I just put out, and I'm waiting. So I'm going to get flame spray. I figured if you were going to get pitchforks and torches, I was going to get flamethrowers. Right?
Yeah.
Now let's talk. First of all, let's in the free our full disclosure, right? I have been sitting on this Berube article for about 3 weeks, right? And you know this. We've talked about this. This Berube article is not getting released in a vacuum, guys. It is not something that I just sat down and said, I'm going to flame spray Berube to get views. I did not do that. You and me, Brock, have talked about this. We've talked about it for a couple of weeks now.
I got it, but I still think
no. I want people to understand, because I think they're going to get the wrong impression. They're going to think right away that I want Berube gone. I don't want Berube gone. I want Berube to adjust to what's available and make it work. That's the head coach's job. And that's what I'm saying. And you know what? I'm not the only one. I put that poll out on Reddit. I put 2 posts on Reddit. I put a poll asking what you would grade Berube since the bubble. 50%, dead on, almost 50.2% had C's, right? A little bit more had B's and A's. It was under for the C's, D's, and incompletes. But, they were split. They were probably like, I'd say 30-20. 30 B and A, 20 D and below, right?
Okay.
But at the same time, everything that you see, a lot of the comments were, first of all, the excuse of COVID and injuries. And I'm sorry, everybody dealt with COVID and injuries. Every single team dealt with COVID and injuries. So how is that an effing excuse? In fact, and here's the thing, the Blues had the least amount of players on the COVID list during the season. But we really didn't deal with COVID. We dealt with it before the bubble.
Yeah, well, we dealt with it in the playoffs.
Okay, what? Well, yeah, we did have one in the playoffs. We had Perron in the playoffs. I agree with that. And you know what? I'm still saying the league mishandled that. That should have been that should have been postponed. And everybody who says, "Oh, you can't postpone the playoffs," wait a minute. The North did not start until a week after everybody else to allow some regular season games from COVID to get made up. So why couldn't we have waited until the same time as the North start and give us time to come back? Had they done that, that would not have been a sweep.
Well, people that would not have been a sweep than us making those decisions, man.
Again, I understand that.
Well,
Ryan Green says Perron lied about it being a false positive till they lost in the first round and said he had it. Oh, I didn't hear that. To be honest, Ryan, I didn't hear that, so I don't know. Richard says, our writer Richard, simple fact is the Blues had dealt with a lot of turmoil in terms of key locker room presence leaving. Yeah. That's true. They did lose some key locker room presence. I get that. But this was still look at this team. They had enough Stanley Cup pedigree left on this team that it should have been a much better than what it was.
I'm starting to wonder something. Now, this is going to be another really unpopular thing. But to your point about the locker room being divided.
I didn't say that.
Well, that the locker room wasn't being managed properly.
I did say that.
Okay. Do you think it's a matter of that there was a steam camp and then there was a Tarasenko camp? And that
This
the players
season?
last year that it was Steen's leadership that was heavy.
That was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay, yeah.
That was during the Cup run that all that happened. And that's where Berube's heavy hand worked. That's where the heavy hand worked. Okay. Well, Berube came in, knew there was a locker room issue. Well, he was the assistant, so he already knew about the locker room issue, and he fixed it. However he fixed it, great. But he also never recognized that there was other issues brewing in the locker room that weren't taken care of properly. Look, I do not hate Berube, and I want this to be absolutely dead on certain. I like Berube. I have no problem with Berube. I'm starting to have issues with his coaching techniques because it's a repeat of Philadelphia, right? It's becoming a repeat of Philadelphia. It's becoming. Go ahead.
Well, okay. So if you say the injuries aren't a deal, everybody has injuries, and we dealt with injuries. Okay, I understand that, and I think ours were pretty pronounced, and we were not in a position where we could sustain injuries on the defensive end, and that's exactly what happened. We lost Gunnarsson. Okay. So defensively we had injuries. So I get it, but I think that now that Tarasenko's come out and talked about the medical staff, and we talked about the medical staff, what was going on with Parenko? You know what? I mean, was he being rushed back? Was he not 100%? So what other players were playing hurt? What other situations?
No, that's an absolute. That's an absolute great question.
What other situations weren't being managed correctly? And is that Berube's fault?
Okay. That's one where I hearken back to a movie, and I know it's a movie, but movies sometimes are born in nonfiction. The movie Any Given Sunday.
Okay. One inch.
But it wasn't that. There was a scene in the locker room where the older quarterback Cap, right, had an issue where he could play, and the other guy, the linebacker, had an issue where he could not play, be paralyzed.
Yeah.
And coach was there, the GM was there, and the owner was there. Harkin. Okay. Owner was there. And, when they all asked, well, what do we tell the players? The owner, now everyone was there. The owner goes, oh, we simply say Cap can play and this guy can play and Cap can't. Mm-hmm. So, for me to sit there and say that Berube didn't know about some of the medical issues, I can't. I have to think that he knew about some of the medical issues. What
was his role in it, though?
And that I don't know. But at the same time, let's put it this way. That lineup is his responsibility. Okay? The lineup, I don't care what the owner says. The lineup, who's on that ice?
Sure.
His responsibility.
And okay? to your point on your article, I don't want to give it away. We talked about how he handled the Mike Hoffman situation. It was terrible.
Mike Hoffman, how he handled the Mike Hoffman situation, how he handled the Sanford situation, and how he handled the Tarasenko situation.
Sure.
Right? I thought I summed that up best in the first
and I just want to tell
3 words I put in there.
The article's out now. Give it a read. It's real lengthy. It's a very deep dive. It's perfect Sunday morning reading, Saturday night reading. So our man Guy's coming along. He's learning how to put words together, man.
Here. Yeah, okay. You know what? I love you, right?
I know you do.
You know how much editing I had to do to your article today? You wish. You talk about punctuation and grammar being off. You wrote that article when you were tired. I know it.
Got a billion things going, man. But
I know. The thing
is, for us to just get the content out there is what we always do that every day.
Absolutely.
Content out.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we joke. Look, people, I'm not throwing stones at Brock. Not throwing stones at me. We're joking with each other. We have fun with each other. That's what's important. And Ryan Green, see, I brought this up. Sanford needed to be a bench a lot this past season, but he never was. Oh, I still don't see this.
They did a good job.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome, man. We love you, buddy. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for all you do for the fan report.
Yeah.
We greatly love you, my friend. We greatly appreciate you. And he wasn't here.
He missed it.
Yep.
Oh, man, we were all about E last night. So
yeah, we were.
Getting back to Berube. So
here's McGonagall. Okay, go ahead.
But my point is like if the stuff with Tarasenko and the medical staff and things are screwy, maybe they handed him a stat or a deck with a bunch of jokers.
No. See, I disagree with that. We had talent. There is.
But they were
go down that lineup.
Injuries.
No. I'm not talking about the injuries. I'm talking about the talent that we had in the press box. Right? Joshua in the press box. Walker in the press box. Mikkola in the press box. Right? He had the talent. Right? Stanford. How many times Brock, you did almost every single show with me this year, right? That we did the new format, right? You did almost every. How many times did we get on it in intermission and the first thing you heard was Sanford, move your damn feet?
Oh,
right?
Yeah. And I defended him. I did. I defended him.
But this was every single game. And then you hear Hoffman in the press box. Well, part of that, I'll say this. I do think that there might have been a trade for Hoffman up, and that's why he sat those couple of games. But I also think that it was sort of Berube's way of saying.
Well, he benched him the night before the deadline, but then also the game after.
No, he benched him. It was 3 days before. The 2 games before the deadline he played, and that's when he had those.
Okay.
No, because he had those great games, and that's where I came out and said that now he doesn't get traded, and he ended up not getting traded. Mm-hmm. Right. So that was it was the fourth. He was benched the third and fourth game before the trade deadline. Games 1 and 2 before the trade deadline, he played. Okay, and that's when he had those goals and that. So that's it. Why did Kyrou go from making Petro look like a fool to hesitant to shoot and skating slower? Great point.
Good point.
Yep. Because he got forced to. And I think he got forced to by the coach saying, I don't want you doing that. I want you doing this or doing that. And this was the thing with Tarasenko. And when he came out and said, I asked how I can get more ice time, and they said, well, you have to play better. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Why does Tarasenko have to play better, but Sanford doesn't?
And why does Tarasenko have to beg for ice time?
Exactly.
I mean,
that made no sense to me. Mm-hmm. And look, I love you. I love this team. I don't think there's any question with that. And I love, I don't like people. There's people that they say, oh, I don't like this player on our team, or I don't like that player. I like them all. Mm-hmm. I always have. However, I do see guys that there's guys that are better than that need to be on the ice.
So, okay, let me ask you this. Okay, remember kind of down the run when Berube, after a game, he made the comment that not everybody was pulling on the same rope. Remember that comment?
Yeah. Yes.
So who do you think he was talking about? Was he talking about Hoffman, which we can assume? Was he talking about Tarasenko? Was he talking about Braden Shen? Braden Shen hasn't done anything all season. Jaden Schwartz has had kind of down. So I wonder, who is he talking about? And that never really came out.
Everybody but Zach Sanford.
Yeah, you're right. He did. He didn't say anything about Zach Sanford, but he called everybody else out and embarrassed them.
Exactly, and that's what I was trying to get at.
Yep.
Everybody was pulling.
Water, dude.
That's why I was choking.
Get your drink of water.
Oh, that's why I was choking from the drink of water.
All right. Whew.
Yeah. So yeah, my fans are on here. Yeah.
I got you, man.
They have to. I love seeing Petro throw his head back when he makes a bad play. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there, Ryan. I get you, man. No, so this is kind of, look, I'm not trying to throw stones. I'm not trying to, write this Esquire or what was that rag for a while.
National Enquirer.
National Enquirer type
It's
article.
still
I'm
around.
not.
It's still around.
Yeah. Oh, really? Wow.
Ask Donald Trump about that.
Yeah. So, but I'm not trying to write that type of article. I wrote what I felt was a detailed, with numbers article that said, this is what I see. I test.
I'll tell you what it was. It was a stats-based article. It backed it up with stats. And you looked at the streaks that the team went on and different things that happened during the season. I thought it was an enjoyable read. So I definitely, hope people take some time with it, comment, share it out for sure.
Yeah.
Get some discussion going. But hey, there were a couple other things that came up today that I wanted to just kind of talk about real quick.
Yeah.
So Jeremy Rutherford, our favorite guy, he was on 101 ESPN, and they were doing a little segment talking about just different trade scenarios. And of course, with Tarasenko, talked about the Rangers, talked about the Islanders, talked about I believe Vegas, but another team he mentioned was the LA Kings. And I thought that was really interesting because the Kings have been kind of laying in wait there, and they got a lot of money behind them. I would not be surprised if they're making a run or they're putting together something in LA. What do you think?
I think I could see it.
Would he do well in Los Angeles, a place like that?
His wife would.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
No, and I'm not trying to make a funky statement. I mean, his wife is a model, and I think for her being in that environment would definitely raise her profile up.
Yeah.
So that's not a negative there. That's something positive. Would he do well there? I have a hard time seeing it because I don't think that they have really, really young talent,
but
they don't
they
have.
also got Dustin Brown, Kopitar, Drew Doughty, guys who won Stanley Cups, man.
Yeah, but you're talking older guys that are on the way out, and I don't maybe.
Yeah, that's what they said about
and,
Shea Weber and Corey Perry. They said that about Shea Weber and Corey Perry.
Well, Shea Weber's done.
Well, now
Shea Weber is probably going to end up retiring this year.
But Corey Perry for sure.
Yeah, no. Well, Corey Perry probably has another year or two in him. I thought he did really good now. Mm-hmm. Really good this year. He was the glue on that team in Montreal. I absolutely believe that, and we could probably get
Michael.
Man, I'm sorry, guys. It's like burning up in here, and all of a sudden burning up really bad, and that choking didn't help me. But get Mike on here to talk about that. But to me, Harry was the glue that held that team together when it needed, right? And through the playoff run, I saw a lot of that. So I was really impressed with him and what he did during that period.
And then what do you think about? I mean, Tampa won, but the whole salary cap game, this kind of, to me, makes it kind of stink a little bit, I don't know. Yeah, they won.
No. And I say this. Here's the thing that I say, and sorry about getting the wind in the mic. If I don't do it, I'm not going to be able to. I got to get my core temperature down a little bit, guys. So I do apologize a little bit.
That's cool, man. Don't worry about it. We're all on the same team.
No, because over half the teams in the league were in LTIR. So over half the teams were over the cap. It doesn't matter if you were 1 penny over the cap or 28 million over the cap. You were over the cap, you were over the cap. Period. Okay? So if team A can go over the cap and it's fine, why can't team B?
Yeah, what's the penalty for going over the cap? What's the penalty?
Well, see, here's the thing. Montreal, who was in LITR, actually did break cap rules by bonus money, right? Bonuses that came in, put them, and remember, they're in LTIR, so they're at that wall. Well, bonuses that got paid, put them over the cap. And they're taking a penalty. I think this year they're going to lose some cap money. Right? So really, the ones who got caught with their hand in the cookie jar was Montreal, not Tampa Bay. I think that, and first of all, if you didn't expect this to come, this is the thing that really kind of just boggles my mind. Every GM, when they make a contract, they're projecting what the salary cap is year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5.
Yep.
Every GM spent money in 2020, 2021 that wasn't there. Let me repeat that. Every single GM in the league spent money in 2020 and 21 that wasn't there. Plain and simple. And it doesn't matter whether they were at the cap or under the cap. They spent money because any raise that went up the following year was because that was money they expected to be there that they could go up. That money wasn't there. This year, the teams didn't make the money. The TV contract didn't make the money. Now, the league has said that they were paid out the remainder of the contract prior to it ending at but they owe credits back to NBC. They owe money back to NBC. So all this money that every team thought was going to be there isn't going to be there. And okay, Ryan, well, let me ask this. In 2013, are the Chicago Blackhawks not the champion? That was a shortened season, right? I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if the season is 15 games or if the season is 150 games. If that's what's put in front of everybody, that's what's put in front of everybody. That's what my issue is. See, a lot of this, somebody who's upset goes and says, this is the thing. Oh, it's the COVID Cup. No, it's not the COVID Cup because everybody played with the same damn rules. Right?
Well,
everybody played with the exact same rules.
Then why are people like Elliot Friedman and Pierre LeBrun the ones stirring that pot?
Because that's what they get paid to do. Because you know what? I'm sorry, if you and me...
What does it advance? It doesn't advance anything, though.
It advances their readership, and the more readers they get, the more money they get. I'm sorry. And Richard's with me here. They deserve their cups. I absolutely agree with that. Hey, everybody. I know it's a little late, but this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I'm joined tonight by my man, Rob
Stagenborg.
Yeah, the Stagenborg. There we go. We are here talking about whatever you want to talk about.
No, Richard, time out. We're only talking about shit the guy wants to talk about, and then only lets me in for a couple minutes, and then tells me to let him talk.
Isn't that the show? Isn't that the St. Louis Fan Report? Well, then why are you complaining? That's what the show is.
I complain.
Rob, your wife's getting a little bit of a thumbs up there.
She is the best.
Yes, I can't wait to meet her. I can't wait to meet all you guys when I get in St. Louis. So, now there's some stuff we got to talk about. So LA and Chicago do deserve the lockout cups. I think so. I don't have an issue with it. I don't have an issue with the lockout cups. I don't have an issue with the shortened season cups. I really don't. I think that actually I don't think LA had a lockout cup, did they? 12 and 13 was a lockout season, but I don't think 14 was.
Yeah.
12 and 14 weren't lockouts.
Yeah, it was they were the Blackhawks. They were battling back and forth. Yeah.
Right. And then, well, not only that, then you have the Hurricanes that won in 2005 after the 2006 after the 2005 and 4 season went away. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The 2004 and 5 went away, and then we played back in 5 and 6, and that's when the Blues kind of went down the hill. Right. Blackhawks had a lockout, and the Devils. That's what I thought. Thank you, Richard. I knew it was the Blackhawks, and I couldn't think of the other one, but I kind of thought it might have been the Devils. But then again, you have the Hurricanes who didn't make the playoffs and then, missed an entire season like everybody did and then won it. So,
Boom.
so yeah, that's where we're at. It's coming on. No, it's coming back. So, hey, hopefully by the time I get to St. Louis, we won't have this issue anymore. I'm looking at a very, very nice camera that we're going to be getting. The Blackhawks don't deserve a cup ever just because they're a rival. I'm with you there, Ryan. I'm with you there. No, it's just so let's talk a little bit about this show, like you brought up. I got to say something out to everybody. I know you guys love the show. And I know you guys support it by watching it, but there's something else that we got to kind of look at. The show needs you guys to go check out our shop. You remember about 2-3 months ago, I put out a couple of posts of a T-shirt with the arena on it, right? And I asked you guys, how many of you guys would buy this? I had about 50 to 60 people said that they would buy it in that $15 to $20 range. Well, I got them. I went and bought them. In that $15 to $20 range or $18, and nobody's bought them yet. So I'm hoping that the reason nobody's bought them is because they really don't know about the shop. So go check out the shop, right? It is on, and I'm going to pull it up here in just a second. Got to get my right thing pulled up. We love you. And everything that we do here, at the fan report is absolutely for the fan and about the fan. And these things that we're doing now with this are exactly that. It is things that we are doing that are for the fan. And these shirts that we're selling, they're for you. These are shirts that you guys told us you wanted. So we went out and got them, and at this point we kind of need your help to get them. Otherwise, there could, and I don't want to say this in a bad way, but it would severely hamper what we can do on this show, right? And I'm trying to get it to show up here real quick.
Well, every time for one, I'm going to order one.
Yeah, I know you are.
Yeah, I'll do it tonight. Actually, I can't wait.
Yeah, that's not that. Hold on, my laptop today is decided.
Hey, trust me.
Yeah,
they look good. Arena, old school. The columns of the arena. What do you call it? The Checkerdome, whatever. It's the old arena. It's a great shirt, man. Hopefully, you'll get it here.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them up.
Is it a Mike Zook shirt?
Yes.
Yeah. So yes. Mike Zook, former Blue, runs does screen print, does a lot of printing of shirts. Does a great job, support of our show.
You're telling everybody who our supplier is, right?
Well, he's a supporter of the show.
Yeah, he's a supporter of the show, but so we have some exclusives to some things. Yeah. And I guess for some reason right now, WordPress and my site have not had a good day today. So I can't bring up the site. So if you go to the STL Fan Report, and then on the right-hand side, you will see the shop. Click on the shop, and it will come up. Chris Shockley says, tournament in Philly. When is that tournament? I've got to save up. Delta has just got an invitation to the Warriors tournament in Philly. Oh, that's cool, Chris. Awesome. Maybe, hopefully I get to, when's that going to be in Philly? I wonder, because I wonder if I'm going to be up there during that time period. You know what I mean? So got to ask you about that there, bud. Nope, I'll be back here November 4th to the 7th. Yeah. Hey, I get to skate with Delta and Charlie. Sweet. And I get maybe Alpha and Bravo will kick my butt a little bit. So I'm sure Chris is looking forward to that, to putting me into the ground. I've already had promises from Mike Zook and Gary Unger to make me eat ice.
Don't say Mike Zook. We got in trouble for saying him.
Now you get in trouble. I don't.
I love that guy. He's awesome, man.
Oh no, he is. He is absolutely awesome. Me and him talk almost every day now. He's becoming a very solid partner, and he is working with us. And I don't know what's going on with the site right now. But yeah, guys, come on. I'm asking you to share them out, talk them out, go. I would love a lava lamp with your face inside of it floating around. Brian, that would be the scariest effing thing that would ever exist in the world. Yeah. absolutely, Ryan. There is nobody that would buy that. In fact, the second you've seen it, you wouldn't buy it.
You know,
So I'm not.
The consumer credit production agency would buy it to sue your butt just to get you off the air.
There you go.
Yeah, the protection agency.
Yeah, consumer protection agency. Yeah, no. We are not going there. Absolutely not.
Hey, man, guy, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Great show tonight. Tonight.
Still got time.
I like these non-scripted shows because I think we get real passionate about things, don't we? We really go off.
Oh no, but we do. And you know what, Ryan? As you say that, I actually thought about coming on the show singing. I had a song in my head.
Keep the song
that I was
in your
thinking
heart.
about singing. So maybe later. You have to be really high in order to enjoy that. Oh, you see how much everybody loves me. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my site today. I can't get it up.
It's okay.
I shouldn't say that. I can't get it to load.
Still before 10 o'clock here locally, so you gotta keep it close for the kids. Hey, but listen, you want to talk about the Kraken draft? I mean, that's that's coming up, and that's gonna be the names are coming out tomorrow. Yeah. All the protected lists. So
protection list comes out tomorrow. Hey, Richard, great thing. You know what? We'll do that tomorrow. I think we're going to try and do a show tomorrow. I haven't figured out what time yet. I'm going to talk to talk here and see about doing a show tomorrow. Let me know what your schedule for. Email me or message me what your schedule is for tomorrow, and we'll kind of go there. We would love to bring you on. We haven't had you on for a while. We need it. Hope we're over our issues before you come. You know what it is, but I'm not saying it here. Yeah, I heard a little bit about that. I'm hoping it goes away. I think that one's going to come and go quick. I think that, I'm not going to go anywhere for that. I will say this. So this is my thoughts on the Kraken. When the schedule comes out, I am putting in press requests for the games in Seattle, games in LA, the games in San Francisco, or San Diego, or San Jose, and the games in Vegas. I'm putting in press requests for those. My goal is to travel to those sites, right? And cover the games there, do live coverage for you guys. So that's what I'm looking at. I am looking, and that's why we're trying to get the shop going, trying to get this advertising going. We're doing this big event for Hayes Legacy Day at Don Brown Chevrolet on the 28th of August.
Before we get into that one, though, I want to say I've always wanted on this whole Seattle Kraken thing. I just wanted to say, release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken. And I think that's really cool that they're going to be able to do that. And I think that, first of all, I think the Kraken was a great name. That was the right name for them to come up. But what do you think? I
didn't like it, but whatever. Who cares about me?
No, I mean, did you think that you don't like the Kraken name?
I don't equate Seattle with mythical sea creatures. I just don't,
The Emerald City.
Yeah, or I don't know.
The Emerald City. The city from The Wizard of Oz, a fictional place. You don't create. I know
what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. No, fictional character works perfect for the Emerald City.
I guess.
Right. But it's not only that. But it's now. See, Chris Shockley says it's gimmicky. Got robbed of being called the Emeralds or the Totems. I didn't like either one of those names. To me, so when I look at a name for a hockey team, I want two things in a name. I want a name that either A, represents the city perfectly, or B, is just so badass that makes you want to be on that team. Right? And
that's very subjective because you can't say the Oilers are a great name, but people love the Oilers.
But the Oilers represent Edmonton being the oil town that it is. So it represents.
Is it a great name?
Yeah, I think it is. I like that.
Then
I like
is it
the fact.
St. Louis Arches. Why aren't we the Arches?
But see, again, blues music originated. A lot of people feel originated in St. Louis or had a very strong roots
Well,
in St.
so
Louis.
time out. Chicago, Memphis, St. Louis, and Nashville. Little Rock. Those were where blues started. So
Okay, but
not
it
one
went up
city
and down the
started.
river. It went up and down the river,
Orleans,
but
yes.
our roots in it are very, very strong, right?
Well, you know
And
what? I'm going to tell you what. We should actually do an entire show about team names because I got different opinions about it. I think some of the stuff is crazy. You know, Atlanta Thrasher, what was that whole deal? Like, that wasn't a good
that's
name.
because the name they wanted was moved. They tried to get the Flame name back, but
Okay.
the NHL said no. It left with Calgary. It was going to stay with Calgary.
Okay.
Right? They wanted it back. Well, yeah, the blues song was out way before the team. Yeah, I know that. And then the Louis Armstrong song was out, I want to say in the 20s and 30s. Right? I want to say it was out in the 20s, 30s, 40s, in that time period.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the blues came in the 60s. Blues music, and not only that, you look at what used to be Laclede's Landing, that was all blues joints. Blues rock and roll, it had a lot, it had a real root.
You know, what occurred to me? Why don't they have like blues music at the blues games? Like, it's always like rock and metal and all that. Why don't they play some blues music, man?
That's not a bad suggestion, but we do play one blues song. Well, kind of blues song.
Well, when the blues go marching in, that's gimmicky. I get it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not, maybe it was when it started, but when you do it for 52 years, it's no longer gimmicky. That's tradition.
So same thing. Do you get like totally fucking, I'm erect because Here Comes the King? No. Fucking who cares? Here comes the king, number one. Whatever.
Which one's this?
The Budweiser song.
Oh, for the Cardinals?
Yeah. Everybody's, that's so great. Oh. It's like, who cares?
I
It's a
don't
freaking
know.
ad, man.
Oh, Enter the Sandman. Yeah, that's a good song.
That's a good song. I like that. But,
my grandfather played with Mr. Armstrong. Oh, that's
awesome.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So Richard works 8 to 4:30 tomorrow, your time. I think I might have planned with someone later that evening. I might be able to do a call though. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. No promise on a show tomorrow. We'll kind of see it. Oh, you just got in trouble, Brock.
He knows.
Gotcha.
He knows I get triggered.
They played it because that's the radio station that supports. There you go. It's just, you just do what you got to do, and you have fun with it. We're almost out of time. I want to tell everybody, please check out the STL Fan Report. Please go to the shop, right? Please, please, please. Oh, how did Brock go to Rob? How did he go from Brock to Rob?
All right, I gotta tell the story.
Go ahead.
So it has to do with my real daytime job, and I just didn't want any conflicts with my writing and my daytime job. And then I just kind of realized it was causing a lot of confusion. And I started doing writing for the hockey writers. I started doing writing for Guy, and I thought, you know what? I just want to quit the confusion. I am who I am. I like to stand behind what I write. So that's where it came from. So I apologize for the confusion. I kind of enjoyed the whole Brock Banner thing for a little bit, but yeah, you know what? Time to put to rest.
Yeah, and I still call him Brock as a nickname because that's kind of what I'm used to.
Yeah.
And when you get going and when your mind starts running, you just let your mind run.
Yeah.
And I found for me, that's the best thing to do. So, hey, guys, really, the Fan Report had a great weekend last weekend. We need that same weekend this weekend.
Yep.
We have 4 wonderful articles. You got to check out E's 24andMe.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Right?
Good stuff.
Now I did the editing on that, and I worked through that a little bit, and I got to say I worked with E on it, and I thought he told me that I captured the spirit that he wanted in that, but he did a really good job setting that up so I could tone it some.
Yeah,
but
I told him I thought it was a very personal story. It's like a story of a fan, talking to his favorite player. And it was very heartfelt. I really enjoyed it, man.
I did too. It was
right. It has to be statistics and predict. Sometimes it has to be from the heart. And
Yep.
Guido did a great job coming from the heart, and I think we're gonna love his stuff.
He's got 2 more articles sitting in the queue that we need to work on, and you know, nothing against E. You know, E's a good writer, but he's got. And E, don't hate me for this. I know your TBI affects some of the things, and we have to help you through your articles, and that's fine. We love it doing it. We'll do it all day long. So don't get this wrong. And it takes a little bit of time for us, and then we have to talk to you to make sure that we're conveying exactly what you wanted to convey.
Yeah.
So that's what we're working. So that's why it takes a little longer than yours, but we understand and love you so much, E, it's not even funny.
And I want to say, like, I'm proud of E because he stepped up and he said, "Hey, I'll do this." Like, he didn't have any experience, he didn't have any connections. He just wanted to help out, you know, and he's been great. And he does things. He shares out the articles. He's very active.
He got kicked off Reddit for us.
Wow, look at that, you know.
Yeah, he got
I just
kicked
don't
off
think
Reddit.
we give him enough credit for a lot of the people behind the scenes. You know, Tanner does a lot of stuff for us.
Oh yeah.
You know, you know, obviously Ashley does things for. I don't want to forget anybody.
You got Ryan there that's on. You got the
Roland
Henrys.
Yep.
Yeah, Roland, the Henrys. You know, we appreciate each and every one of you. And you know, while we're in St. Louis, you guys have got to hit us up. You know, you got to hit us up. And you know, if you're in St. Louis and you know of a venue that you think would be good for us, let us know. And let Rob know. Rob will make some phone calls. We got to start setting that stuff up. You know, it's a month. It's a month, or I'm setting foot in St. Louis. Right? Today's the 16th. I step foot in a month and a day.
Wow.
You know, it's not that far away, and it's only 6 weeks to the Hay event. You know, so all that stuff is rolling in. I want to check some numbers here real quick just to get an idea. Let's see where we're at. I know my site's having a rough day today, so
I think it's the internet in general. I think the whole internet's screwy, man.
Yeah. So the Jack Eichel one, 643 views. The Rub-Off, 59. Seventh Man, the Boston article from a guy here in Hawaii, 48 views. Ruby only 33, but climbing. So get that out, share it out. Let's see what people think about that. Let's have a great weekend. Let's have a 3,000 view weekend. Right? Get these stories out.
Real quick.
Each and every one of you.
I want you in a 2-minute period to talk about the growth of the site, like where we were 3 months ago and where we are now on the views. I think that's really exciting, and I just want you to share that with folks.
Okay. So this site started in December of 2020. Mm-hmm. What a time to start a site, right in the middle of a business, like in the middle of a pandemic. But when we started, this started out of me getting kicked off another site and saying, no, I'm not going to let that stop me. And from there, with the show, when things came around, you all be around the 22nd of August. We have tons of game that day, something at Hollywood Casino. Actually, yeah, we are, Chris. We are going to be around. Maybe so there we go for the 22nd. Maybe we'll try and get shows set up down at the
Hollywood Casino. They got great places.
So they'll be at Centene. So Chris, if you'll be at Centene, I'll talk to the guys and I'll talk to the board and see about that, and we'll try and get something set up and do some stuff down at Centene. That would be a lot of fun, right? Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I'd love to do that. So that's really good. We'll talk to make sure we can get that set up. But the site is growing and it's good. We're just halfway through the month and we're at our best month ever. We have 10,442 views as of right now. First time we've ever broken the 10,000 mark. Our goal for the month was 15,000. We're on pace for just around 20,000.
Wow.
Just around 20,000. I'd like to push it to 30. Let's do it. Let's keep writing. Let's keep people going. The hay stuff, you guys, I'll tell you what, do this for me. Go to the site, the community, and look at Hayes Day and share that on your pages on Facebook. Copy it, share it, and see if people will take it and go to it. And really, let's make that day at Don Brown Chevrolet something special. We've got a lot of good stuff planned. The Don Brown is going to really make this a great day for us. and for the York family. So please, do that for us. Share that stuff out. And just know that the Fan Report is here to stay, right?
Yep.
No matter how down in the dumps I seem about it, we're here to stay. We're getting new writers. People are loving us. We're getting some organic growth. We need to continue to work on it. Your support is absolutely appreciated from the bottom of our hearts.
Yep.
Everything that you do helps us.
Can I say there's one group that we're still reaching out to. We to be honest with you, haven't gotten the touchback that we wanted. It's the St. Louis Blues. So I just want to, really reach out to them and say, hey man, we're here for you guys too, and we love to have players. We love to have access. Again, we're talking to the fans. We're in with the fans. We are fans. So don't forget about us. And I think, we'll keep trying. Like I just put in a request last week for an interview. We haven't heard back from anybody.
Yep.
No,
I have too. I put in the request too. So
I just want our fans to know that we are contacting the team regularly to try to get in with them, to get interviews and get content. Hopefully they'll start responding. So
I'm being asked if I can put the link below. I'm going to try. I know it won't come up on Facebook, but it might come up on YouTube and Twitter. So let me see.
Yeah.
For some reason, I can't post to Facebook. And that's something with StreamYard. I know they were supposed to fix that, but I don't think they ever did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I cannot post to Facebook. I can post to YouTube and Twitter, and then I can put the link up on the screen when it shows. So I'm trying to bring it up now, guys. Give me just a minute while it's trying to load up. Here's Jordan coming in. We were just talking about you, Jordan.
Yep.
Right?
Hey, Jordan.
Jordan has joined the Fan Report. She is going to be our shipping agent. So all those shirts and stuff that you're going to buy, Jordan's going to ship them to you.
Yep.
Right? And that's great. So, check the shirts out. Check the koozies. Koozies are $5. $5. For the arena koozies. They're really great. Check them out. Here we go. I got the page up now. I don't know what's going on with my server today, so I do apologize. Oh, yes, we were, Jordan. Absolutely, we were. So this is only going to show up on. There we go. It shows up there. There's the link. It's oh no, that's not the link. That's not the link. Take that down. Delete that. I can't put myself in timeout and I can't delete it.
Careful. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not the right link. Hold on. Let me try it again. What did it do? The thing. Oh, this is just so bad today. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think the internet's having a, you know what? I know what it is. Oh, we got a new one. Zamperia, are you excited for the Seattle Kraken? We were just talking about that. We were just talking about that. Well, yeah, you know what? That sounds, Jordan? We can take care of that. You know what? We can absolutely take care of that.
What's that?
Getting her a hat that says that. And you know what? I'm sorry. I can't, for some reason, my computer's, it's messed up. It's not letting me do the link. But if you go to the St. Louis Fan Report on the top, you'll see the tab community right there. You click on it, it'll drop down and it'll show you Fight for Hay. Go right there and it'll bring it up. I don't know what's going on. Jordan, I absolutely will take care of that appointment. No,
we're
I
gonna
did not
have
do that.
We're gonna have to go.
Yeah.
We got maybe 1 minute, but I'm gonna hit you with something that just popped up on Twitter, and I want to get your opinion and get you starting to think.
Okay.
Is this a make it or break it season for Doug Armstrong?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Think about that. Maybe
it is.
It is. About that. Maybe we'll write about that.
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely a make or break for Doug Armstrong. And I think that the front office right now is in trouble. Front office of the Blues is in trouble, and it's obvious.
I think Berube's the shield this year, and then eventually Armstrong gets it.
No, I actually think that ownership. I don't know Tom Stillman. I've met him once. I got lucky and met him at Game 3. He was walking around the main deck there.
Guy,
yeah. And
but again, time out for a second. It's not just him. There's a whole board of people.
Yeah, but he's got he's the day-to-day operations guy.
Yeah.
Right. And I think when it comes to who Armstrong reports to, it's him. So I think that at some point he's absolutely gonna just say, I'm done. It's time to move on. These problems, the buck's got to stop somewhere, and in my eyes, the buck's got to stop with him. Right, and if that's what happens, great. But until that happens, no, I really do. I think the buck's going to stop with him. And here we go. There we go. Okay, there it is. STLFanReport.com about, and then fighting for hay, right? Put the slashes in there. There's the dash in there. Yeah, fighting for hay. I can't see the dash. My eyes, I can't see it on there. So I'll leave that up for you as we go away. Rob, thanks for convincing me to do a show today.
Yeah,
we'll try and do one tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow, and we'll send up when it'll be the best time to do one. I actually think I might want to do an earlier one, like at 2 or 3 my time, which is like 6 or let's say 1 my time, which is 6 your time.
We'll have to talk about it. I got to drop somebody at the airport tomorrow. So
okay. Yeah. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure something out.
But the other thing, feel free to have on some other guests. I mean, you do a great job.
Oh, yeah.
You got a great network of people. I love being on.
Absolutely. We can do that. And so everybody, Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, for the man, the stag, Mr. Rob Stegenborg. Ooh, that was good. That was good.
That was deep.
That was deep. That was from the heart, man. Hey, man, we love you all. This is Guy and Rob saying aloha, mahalo, and you got to know we're bleeding blue with you, and we can't wait to see you on the next St. Louis Fan Report. Aloha.